Hi, good afternoon everyone. Welcome to the New York Baltic Film Festival. Thank you for watching In the Mirror by Laila Pakalniņa. We have pre-recorded a Q&A for you so that you can get to be a part of the screening in New York. I'm here with the director, obviously, Laila Pakalniņa, and we'll try and field as many questions as possible so that you get a deeper understanding of the film that you've just watched. So hi, welcome Laila.
Hello.
Love the intro, yeah. So this is it has been said that this is your third film that kind of deals with a fairy tale kind of topic. Your first one, Shoe, was like Cinderella. Then there was Dawn, which is kind of maybe like a Soviet fairy tale or a propaganda story. And then this one is obviously based on Snow White. So I'm wondering whether this was always an idea that you had or whether you just kind of keep getting drawn to these stories.
No, it was not intentionally, but I, with my style of filmmaking, it somehow comes out that I'm looking for, let's say, simple stories, like archetypical stories, and fairy tales are something like this, especially Brothers Grimm. And but because when I do with film what I want to do, then at least I know that the viewer will be not lost because everyone knows those fairy tales.
So it gives you more freedom to kind of decorate it or play around with it?
Yeah, not exactly decorate, but yeah, to build atmospheres, to do, let's say, crazy things. To speak in film language, to use film language, and not to lose viewer.
Mm-hmm. No, I said the word decorate because, especially in this film, you have such a depth of fields. Like, even though, and obviously, the protagonist is the forefront, more so in this film than probably any other film, just because of the format. But there's stuff always going on in the background. That's what I meant by decorate. You're kind of building out this world and drawing the viewer's attention to that. So can you talk about how you wanted to create your like mise-en-scène and how you thought about each shot?
Yeah, this was exactly why I made this so-called selfie film. Because I somehow started to interest about selfies. Not just selfies. I just found out that this is something, it could be something interesting, aesthetically, of course also philosophically, but aesthetically interesting how to build mise-en-scène. Not to have, if we would not build this mise-en-scène, of course we could even make this film on phone. But to have this mise-en-scène, which is very important for me in film, we needed to have first thing not vertical but horizontal frame, and also of course we used a professional camera. It was Alexa Mini, but anyway, professional camera to build mise-en-scène.
And so your cinematographer was Jens Berzinch. So how did you work with him? What did he think about your idea? Did you develop something together?
Yes, of course. I told him my idea, and he liked this idea. But in fact, before shooting this film, he was not so much fan of selfies. He even didn't know how to make selfies because, but this is somehow comes that he's really good photographer, not just cinematographer, but also photographer. But selfies were out of his interest, and then it was very interesting for him and for me to see how we can do it, and it is in a way different from what you do on phone. And we made the tests we were doing tests and we like developed this our style of work because it was not easy at all. In a way, Gins needed to be attached to be with actor almost in every shot. There are 3 shots which are filmed, we can say by actors. They are not exactly filmed by actors because, of course, Gins was pushing
The buttons.
but there were. We did it only with very strong guys. We had this body mount, and we put a camera in front of those 3 actors, and even we have one. Really, this guy who is participating in those world championships as the strong
Bodybuilder,
strong guy. Not bodybuilder, but the one who is lifting a lot of weight.
Okay, yeah.
Strongman, yeah. And even in his face, we saw this how to say that it was not easy for him to have this camera in front because it's at first it is heavy, but maybe for him not so much. But it kind of destroys your balance because there's a lot of weight in front of you, and so you need to balance somehow back and. It was not easy, but the most interesting, of course, was how Gins was shooting. It was even kind of dance because we have static selfies as well, but there are a lot of moving selfies, and then imagine he needed to move together with actor. Or actor needed to move together with him.
It was interesting that you say dance because you obviously use dancers as some of your actors and bodybuilders and weightlifters and parkour, I don't know, athletes or what they're called, acrobats. So why did you want to work with them and not actors?
My first answer is that actors are actors that they don't have those skills always. Not always, but they very rare have those skills. And I just needed them for this idea.
And did you feel that it was maybe easier for them to shoot in this selfie format because they're maybe not as used to normal film sets where an actor might be kind of a bit more
No, it was not easy for them because it was real shooting. If I would allow them to shoot and to film themselves on mobile phone, maybe then it would be easier. But it was like real shooting, and it was not easy for them at all. What they said that they like to jump, they like to do crazy things, but they really didn't. They were afraid of text as soon as they needed to talk because those guys there not talk too much.
And so your 2 main characters, Madeleine Valberga and Elsa Lehmann, who are the mother and stepmother and daughter. Can you talk about how you chose these 2 dancers and did you always have them in mind?
As soon as I got the idea about Snow White, about this fairy tale, when I was thinking about stepmother, I had Elsa Lehmann like a ballet dancer in my mind. Because I knew that she comes from a very famous actor family, not just actor, but actor and film director family. Her grandfather was film director, and her grandmother, Barbie Indriksson, very famous Latvian actress. And so her father is ballet dancer and was ballet dancer, and she is ballet dancer. And I knew that she had a dream to just to have a role in film. But of course, not just because this, but I somehow remembered her, and I think I wanted to have this face, not just face, but this plastic in my film. And yeah, I think I like what she did, and but like character, she is totally opposite. She was not playing herself. She was playing stepmother, because she's really like she's nice. She's not like stepmother.
That's good to hear. And then I wanted to talk more about the set design as well, like the glass house and the costumes and everything. Can you talk about who you worked with to develop the aesthetic?
The glass house was something special because I wanted to have this house. I wanted to have a house in forest where so-called gnomes live, but I knew that it must be something special, but what I couldn't imagine. And then set designer Aldis Maynard, I know it is his first film where he's like main art director. He usually works as assistant. But he came with this idea, this glass house, and we made those photos exactly of the same forest, of the same landscape. What you see on the walls of our house.
And then I want to move back to the selfie aesthetic, and I know you've traveled a little bit maybe with your film already. It's screened at some festivals. So what has the reception been, and do people kind of assume that you're like very critical of like youth culture or something? Like how do people react to your film?
At first, about travels, a film has been in a lot of festivals, more than 20, but not me, because of COVID. I've been some 2 maybe. This is third physical screening for me, third. Film was screened physically, but it's not always possible to travel with film. I was in Estonia, I was in Serbia, and now I'm here.
But have you heard any audience feedback or reviews or something?
Reviews, they are good. I think people understand, because I'm not critical at all. It is like, this is how you can criticize, let's say, weather, or weather you can, of course, but this is like what it is, and I don't want to change it. I even think that it is good that people are using their phones to make photos, because photos, even phone photos, they are also words we are communicating with. But at the same time, of course, I'm ironical in this film. But I hope I'm also not just ironical, but self-ironical, just because it's our life.
No, I think through the playfulness, you managed to kind of, get that message across. And then finally, before we wrap up, I'm just curious about what your next project is, because I hear that you're already working on something, and I'm sure that our audience is...
I got many of them. I'm after New York, I go home to edit a teaser for my film in development, which is called Cat on My Mind. It's a fiction film, but on 19th of November, we are having a premiere in ITVA in Amsterdam of our new documentary called Homes. And also I'm shooting one documentary right now in Riga airport about, right now it's called, and I think it will be till the end like this, it's called Scarecrows. It's about people who are responsible for birds and animals
In the airport.
at the airport.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Always on the move. Well, we look forward to hearing more of your work, and hopefully you'll get to come back to the festival.
Thank you.
We're honored that this is one of the 3 that you've been able to make it to. So I hope you guys enjoyed the screening, the Q&A, and thank you, Laila, for being here.
Thank you.